On a bright and colorful planet called Valoria, the leaders of the Galactic Empire gathered in a grand hall. The room was filled with strange decorations and glowing lights. Each leader had a unique appearance. Some were tall and thin, while others were short and stout. They were all discussing a curious topic, a human god from a distant planet called Earth. Zara, an eager diplomat from Valoria, listened intently. She was fascinated by tales of this human god. According to the stories, this being had incredible powers and could command respect from all who crossed their path. Many aliens in the Empire believed that the human god could help them conquer new worlds and expand their territory. As the leaders spoke, Zara's mind raced with thoughts. What if the human god was real? What if she could meet this powerful figure? If she succeeded, she would bring great honor to her family and gain fame throughout the Empire. She felt a spark of excitement ignite within her. Zara raised her hand to speak. "Leaders, I wish to travel to Earth and find this human god. If I can meet them, I will return with proof of their power." The room fell silent. All eyes turned to Zara. Some leaders exchanged doubtful glances while others appeared intrigued. The chief leader, a wise old alien named Gorath, leaned forward. "Zara, do you truly believe this human god can help us? What if they do not want to be found?" Zara nodded confidently. "I believe there is a chance. If we can prove the existence of this being, we can convince the Empire to unite under their banner." After much discussion, the leaders finally agreed to her plan. They gave Zara a small ship equipped with the latest technology and weapons. With her heart pounding with excitement, she began to prepare for her journey. Days later, Zara and her team of 3 brave warriors stood at the launch pad. The ship gleamed under the twin suns of Valoria. Zara looked at her team, feeling a mix of nerves and determination. "We are about to do something great. Remember, our mission is not just to find the human god, but to understand them." As they lifted off, the landscape of Valoria disappeared below them. The ship soared through the stars, leaving behind their home. The journey was long, and Zara used the time to think about what she would say to the human god. Would they be welcoming, or would they see her as a threat? Finally, after days of travel, the ship approached Earth. The planet was blue and green with swirling clouds above. Zara felt a thrill of anticipation. As they landed in a secluded forest, she instructed her team to remain alert. They exited the ship, taking in the sights and sounds of this new world. The air was fresh and the trees stood tall. Zara marveled at the beauty around her. She had heard stories of Earth, but experiencing it firsthand was something entirely different. She felt a deep sense of wonder. After some time exploring, Zara and her team heard voices nearby. They followed the sounds and discovered a group of humans gathered in a clearing. The humans were dressed in simple clothes and were performing a ritual. They sang songs and danced around a small fire, their faces glowing with joy and hope. Zara was captivated. These humans were not afraid. They celebrated life. But as she watched, doubt crept into her mind. Was this really the human god? She had imagined a powerful figure, someone who could command respect and fear. Instead, she saw ordinary people with dreams and aspirations. Zara turned to her warriors. "This is not what I expected. We need to find the one they call the human god." The team nodded, their faces determined. Zara felt a surge of energy as they moved closer to the gathering. She was ready to confront whatever awaited her, eager to uncover the truth behind the tales of the human god. Little did Zara know, her journey was just beginning, and the truths she would discover on Earth would change everything she believed about power and strength. After the meeting with the leaders, Zara felt a rush of excitement as she prepared for her journey to Earth. She gathered her team of 3 brave warriors: Tarek, a strong fighter with a fierce spirit; Lyra, a quick thinker and skilled navigator; and Joran, a tech expert who loved gadgets. Together they would face the unknown. Zara and her team worked hard to get ready. They packed supplies, food, and weapons. Zara made sure they had everything they needed for their mission. She wanted to impress the human god and bring back stories that would make the Empire proud. As the launch day arrived, the sky above Valoria was a bright blue, with 2 suns shining down. Zara felt a mix of nerves and excitement. She looked at her team, their faces serious but determined. "Remember, our goal is not just to find the human god. We must understand who they are and what they believe. The ship, named Starfinder, was sleek and shining. It was equipped with the latest technology from the Empire, and Zara felt a sense of pride as they boarded. Tarek took the pilot's seat, while Lyra set the coordinates for Earth. Joran checked the ship's systems, ensuring everything was in order. With a loud roar, the engines ignited, and Starfinder lifted off the ground. They soared into the sky, leaving Valoria behind. The ship traveled faster than the speed of light, zooming through the stars. Zara gazed out of the window, her heart racing as she watched the beautiful colors of the universe. During the journey, Zara encouraged her team to share their thoughts about Earth. Tarek spoke first. "I have heard that humans are weak and divided. But what if they are stronger than we think? What if this human god is different?" Lyra nodded. "I wonder what kind of power they have. Can they really help us? Or will they see us as invaders?" Joran, focused on his screens, chimed in. "Let's not forget the tales of their bravery. Humans are known to stand up against great challenges. We should be careful not to underestimate them." Zara listened to her team, feeling inspired by their thoughts. She shared her own feelings. "I believe that meeting this human god could change everything for our people. We need to show them that we are not enemies but potential allies." As the days passed, they grew closer as a team. They shared stories, laughter, and meals together. Zara felt a sense of camaraderie. They were all united in their mission. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, they reached Earth. The planet appeared below them, a stunning mix of blue oceans and green land. Zara's heart raced with anticipation. They had arrived at the place of legends. Tarek expertly piloted the ship towards a remote forest. As they landed, the soft sounds of nature greeted them. The air was fresh, filled with scents of trees and flowers. Zara took a deep breath, feeling a sense of wonder. This was unlike anything she had ever experienced. After checking their surroundings, Zara led her team out of the ship. They were cautious, aware that they were stepping into a world that was both strange and beautiful. The trees towered above them, and the sky was a clear blue. As they walked, Zara encouraged her team to keep their eyes open for signs of the human god. "We must find out where this being is. Let's move deeper into the forest," she said, her voice steady. They trekked through the lush greenery, the sounds of birds and animals surrounding them. The forest felt alive, buzzing with energy. Zara felt a mix of excitement and anxiety. What would they find? Would the human god be as powerful as the stories said? After walking for a while, they heard voices ahead. Zara motioned for her team to stay quiet. They crept closer, peeking through the bushes. What they saw surprised them. A group of humans gathered in a clearing, laughing and sharing food. Zara felt her heart race. These humans looked ordinary, yet there was a warmth and joy among them that was infectious. She realized that perhaps they were not so different after all. Could the human god be among them? With a newfound determination, Zara decided to approach the humans. They had come to find the human god, but maybe they needed to start by understanding the people first. Little did she know, this was just the beginning of a journey that would change her forever. As Zara and her team stepped cautiously from the shadows, they felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. The clearing was vibrant, filled with laughter and chatter from the humans. Zara watched closely, her heart racing. Were any of these humans the legendary human god? The group of humans was gathered around a fire, sharing stories and food. Their faces glowed with joy, and the sound of their laughter rang through the forest. Zara felt a warmth in her heart, but she also felt a strange doubt. If the human god existed, why were they not at the center of this celebration? Tarek, always the brave one, took a step forward. "We should introduce ourselves. They might know more about this human god," he suggested, looking at Zara. Zara nodded, taking a deep breath to calm her nerves. "You're right. Let's approach them carefully." She led the way, her warriors following closely behind. As they approached, the humans noticed them. The laughter faded into a surprised silence. Zara felt a wave of anxiety wash over her. Would they welcome them, or would they see them as threats? One human, a young woman with bright eyes and an inviting smile, stepped forward. "Hello! We didn't expect visitors." "Who are you?" she asked, her voice friendly and curious. Zara took another deep breath and replied, "I am Zara from Valoria, and these are my friends. We come in peace. We have heard tales of a powerful being called the human god and wish to learn more." The humans exchanged glances, whispering among themselves. The young woman's smile faded slightly, but she remained friendly. The human god? We've heard stories too, but we don't know if they are true. What do you seek from them? Zara felt a surge of determination. We want to understand this human god. We believe they have great power and wisdom. We hope to find them and learn how we might work together. The young woman nodded slowly, then turned to the group. Let's gather around and share our stories. Maybe we can help each other. She gestured for everyone to come closer. Zara felt a spark of hope. As they all sat around the fire, Zara introduced her team and shared their mission. The humans listened carefully, their expressions shifting from surprise to curiosity. They shared tales of their own, speaking of bravery, compassion, and the challenges they faced on Earth. Zara realized that these humans were not weak, they were strong in their own way. They had faced hardships and fought for what they believed in. As she listened, she began to understand that the true strength of humanity lay not in power but in their ability to unite and support one another. As the night wore on, Zara felt a bond forming between her team and the humans. They shared laughter, food, and stories under the stars. Tarek and Lyra exchanged tales of their adventures, while Joran showed the humans some of their technology, sparking their interest. Finally, after many stories, Zara turned the conversation back to the human god. Is there someone among you who represents the spirit of this god? Someone who inspires and leads? The young woman thought for a moment before speaking. Some say our leader, Marcus, embodies the strength and wisdom we associate with the human god. He has faced many challenges and always fights for what is right. Zara's heart raced. Can we meet him? We would like to learn from him. The young woman nodded. I can take you to him. He's been helping our community with a big problem, and he'll want to hear about your journey. With renewed excitement, Zara and her team followed the humans through the forest. They walked under the stars, feeling a sense of camaraderie. Zara's mind raced with questions about Marcus and the human god. When they reached a larger gathering, Zara saw a man standing at the center, commanding attention. He had a strong presence, and his eyes reflected determination and kindness. This must be Marcus. The young woman introduced Zara and her team. This is Zara and her friends. They have traveled from Valoria to learn about the human god. Marcus smiled warmly. Welcome, travelers. I am glad you are here. Let us talk about your journey and what we can learn from each other. Zara felt a wave of relief and excitement. This was the moment she had been waiting for. As they sat down with Marcus and shared their stories, she knew this meeting would change everything. As they settled around the warm glow of the fire, Zara felt a mixture of excitement and nervousness. Marcus, the leader of the humans, sat across from her, his strong presence commanding respect. The atmosphere was charged with anticipation, and Zara knew this conversation could change everything. Tell me about your journey, Marcus began, his voice steady and calm. What brings you all the way from Valoria to Earth? Zara took a deep breath. We have heard stories of a powerful being known as the human god. We believe that this god possesses great wisdom and strength, and we want to learn from them. We hope to find ways to work together for the good of both our worlds. Marcus listened carefully, nodding thoughtfully. The idea of a human god is intriguing, but I must ask, what do you believe power truly means? Zara felt a spark of challenge in his question. Power is strength, the ability to lead and protect. It means having control over others to ensure peace and safety. Marcus raised an eyebrow. But is that true strength? Many believe that real power comes from unity, compassion, and understanding. It's about lifting others up, not controlling them. Zara felt her heart race. This was not what she expected to hear. But without strength, how can you defend yourself? How can you ensure peace? The humans in the group exchanged glances, some nodding while others looked concerned. Marcus continued, We have faced many challenges on Earth. We learned that violence often leads to more violence. We strive for peace through dialogue and understanding. This is our strength. Zara looked around at the humans. She could see their passion, but it conflicted with everything she believed. But if you do not fight back, how do you protect your people? Isn't it better to be strong and feared than weak and vulnerable? Marcus leaned forward, his expression earnest. Fear can never bring true respect. It creates enemies and distrust. When we choose to understand and help each other, we build alliances. That is the way we can face our challenges together. Zara felt the weight of his words. She wanted to believe him, but the lessons she had learned were deeply ingrained. You say that, but how can you be sure that others will not take advantage of your kindness? The world is not black and white, Marcus replied. We must find a balance. Kindness does not mean weakness. It means we are willing to take risks for the sake of a greater good. It is about finding strength in our differences. Tarek, Zara's warrior friend, spoke up. But what if those differences lead to conflict? You say you want peace, but what do you do when someone threatens your home? Marcus considered this carefully. We prepare, but we prepare differently. We train ourselves to be ready for conflict, but we also train ourselves to negotiate. We look for peaceful solutions first. Only if that fails do we resort to fighting. Zara felt a whirlwind of thoughts. Could there really be a way to lead without fear? She had always been taught that strength was everything, but Marcus's words challenged her beliefs. So, you believe that if we work together, we can face any challenge? Exactly, Marcus replied, his eyes shining with conviction. Imagine the strength we could have if we combined our wisdom and skills. We could create a force for good, one that no enemy could stand against. The group fell silent, the fire crackling softly. Zara looked at her team, searching their faces for answers. They had come here believing in one idea, but now they were confronted with a different perspective. Finally, Zara spoke again, her voice steadier. If we are to work together, we need to understand each other fully. I want to learn more about your ways, about how you solve conflicts without violence. Perhaps we can find common ground. Marcus smiled, sensing the shift in her mindset. I would like that. Let's start with understanding each other's cultures. We have much to learn from one another. As they continued their conversation, Zara felt hope blooming in her heart. The clash of ideas had sparked something new, a chance for collaboration. Maybe, just maybe, they could find a way to bridge their differences and create a future where both Valoria and Earth could thrive together. As the days passed, Zara and her team settled into life with the humans. The initial tension from their clash of ideas began to fade, replaced by curiosity and friendship. Marcus welcomed them into his community, eager to share more about Earth and its people. Every morning, Zara, Tarek, Lyra, and Joran joined the humans in their daily activities. They helped with farming, learning how to grow food without harming the land. Zara was amazed by the humans' methods, using natural processes to nurture the Earth rather than forcing it to yield. During one of these mornings, Zara and Marcus worked side by side, planting seeds in neat rows. This is how we show respect for the land, Marcus explained, his hands moving deftly. We take what we need, but give back by caring for it. Zara nodded, feeling the truth in his words. In Valoria, we often focus on strength and power. But I see now how important it is to be in harmony with nature. She smiled, realizing she was beginning to appreciate this new way of thinking. In the afternoons, Tarek and Lyra trained with the humans, exchanging skills. Tarek taught them some combat techniques, while Lyra shared stories of their journeys through space. The humans were fascinated, their eyes wide with wonder as they listened to tales of distant planets and stars. One evening, around the fire, Joran pulled out some of the technology from Valoria. He demonstrated how their gadgets worked, sparking excitement among the humans. This could help us with our communication, one of the humans said, amazed at the possibilities. As the sun set, the two groups gathered to share stories and laughter. They learned about each other's cultures, discovering both differences and similarities. Zara felt a deepening bond with the humans, especially with Marcus. He had become more than just a leader, he was a friend. One night, after a long day of working together, Marcus invited Zara to walk under the stars. The sky was clear, filled with sparkling lights. Do you ever feel lost among all the stars? He asked, looking up. Zara smiled softly. Sometimes. But I think of it as a reminder of how vast the universe is. There's so much to explore and so much we can learn. Marcus turned to her, his expression thoughtful. That's true. And it's easy to feel small in such a big universe. But every person, every action counts. Together we can make a difference. Zara felt warmth in her heart. She had learned that strength did not only come from power or control, but also from understanding and friendship. I never imagined I would find such wisdom here, she said softly. As their friendship grew, they decided to combine their strengths for a greater purpose. They planned a festival to celebrate their new alliance, inviting both humans and Valorians. It would be a time of sharing, learning, and joy, a chance to show their communities that unity was possible. The day of the festival arrived, filled with excitement and anticipation. Bright banners hung between the trees, and the air was filled with the delicious scents of food from both cultures. Music played, and laughter filled the clearing as people gathered. Zara stood with Marcus, watching the two groups mingle. It was a beautiful sight. Humans and Valorians dancing, sharing stories, and enjoying each other's company. Zara felt a swell of pride. This was what she had hoped for, a bridge between their worlds. As night fell, they gathered around a large fire. Marcus stood up to speak, his voice strong and clear. Today we celebrate not just our differences, but our shared values. Together we can face any challenge and build a future of peace. Zara felt her heart race with joy. She realized that this friendship was not just about learning from each other, it was about supporting and lifting one another. They could face the universe together. After the festival, Zara knew her life had changed forever. She had come to Earth seeking a powerful being, but found something even greater, a friendship that transcended worlds. With Marcus by her side and her team united with the humans, they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. As they looked up at the stars, Zara felt a sense of hope. Together, they would explore new paths, forge new alliances, and create a brighter future for both Valoria and Earth. The journey was just beginning, but she knew they would face it all together, as friends.